Hi, I'm Melissa from SoGoSurvey, and I want to take you on a journey, a customer experience journey full of touch points and all those other good things that we've been hearing so much about. Let's get started. We've been hearing a lot about and talking a lot about customer experience these days, and this especially involves proactive customer experience efforts. We know that this is a very competitive economy, and social media has really changed this conversation, bringing the customers to the forefront. We know that customers need to feel that they're cared for, otherwise they'll share their concerns with a pretty wide audience pretty fast. We know that customer service is a foundational element of customer experience. 86% of customers say they'd pay more for even the same product as long as it has good customer service. So starting to do some customer mapping, identifying the touch points in your customer journey can really help to improve that experience from service on up. So we're looking at mapping here today, talking about what is the entire journey from pre-sale, purchase, post-sale support, beyond, depending on what kind of product or service you offer. The touch points obviously change. And we know that there are lots of opportunities to collect data along the way. Some are in systems that you're already using, automated data. Some of them actually involve real-life conversations and that kind of thing. But we know that that data can be really helpful in identifying the most important points in that journey. So what kind of data matters? How should you get it? Here's a few options, starting with hard and soft data. So we obviously know data can be both quantitative, numbers, qualitative, content, ideas, feelings, sentiments, and both of them can be very valuable, of course. So we're talking about quantitative data. This is when we see analytics tools very often come into play, Google Analytics, for example, or something else. How many people are coming to that ad? How many times do people click on links in your email newsletter? If you're using marketing automation software, you spend a lot of time in this kind of data. It doesn't always answer your questions of why is this happening, but it's a really good starting point to start to see trends, website traffic, that kind of thing as well. When you start to dive down a little bit more, you want to know, why is it happening? What's the full story? What's the real picture of customer experience? And so these can often be collected in, of course, email surveys, phone surveys, interviews, in-person conversations, of course, and even social media channels. So the balance between these two, the clear metrics, there's nothing, you can't argue with traffic. Like, it's a number, and that's the number. But being able to start figuring out why through those qualitative responses helps us to put together some really useful takeaways on customers' experiences, both positive and negative. So as you analyze this data, it's really important to figure out what those transition points are. Something could be really easy, something could be really difficult, and figuring out what is that point of progression. That means it's a good opportunity for us to help figure out, are customers getting where they need to go as easily as possible. Everybody wants continuity. It should be seamless from stage to stage, but they might not always be getting it. It means that you need to ask. Taking a look at touch points of all stages of the journey, make sure that you're thinking about before the purchase. So this could be before you ever have a conversation or you ever hear from this user, this client, this customer. What are they seeing out in the sort of big world across social media, your advertising, even review sites that might be talking about you, or testimonials on your site or elsewhere as well? During the purchase, what kinds of services are they interacting with? Are they interacting with you personally, with your team members in person, online, any different kinds of transactions that they're doing? How difficult is it? How easy is it? Customer effort score is a really big one here. And after purchase, of course, which is the sort of happily ever after. So thinking about the service and support that they're receiving, any follow-up, are you still with us? How are things going? Just checking in. If it's something that requires implementation or use, we want to make sure that people are having a continually positive experience and also learning from us, something that we can offer them in terms of tips and best practices along the way. So we know that these transition points help us to identify where are the points that customers are having either the most struggles or the most delights, hopefully as well too, so that we can invest the customer service dollars, time, resources, people, of course, in making improvements that will have the most impact. One of the big ways to do this, of course, helping you understand what a customer's experience is like, walking a mile in their shoes. You are not your own customer. So as well as you understand your own organization and your own offering, your own business model, you're not your customer. You see things in a very different perspective than somebody else might see. So rather than relying on your own beliefs or assumptions, looking at that data from real customers can have real answers for you in terms of what's working and not. And remember, this isn't a one-time activity. This isn't just checking in and that's it. This is an ongoing, regular review of this data, so we're able to make sure that the impact of our resources, our investment, are paying off as well, or if there's anything else that we need to improve. So there's a lot to say about this topic. It's a really exciting conversation, of course, too. We're just in a short time here today, just getting started. But we'd love to hear from you as we continue this conversation online and elsewhere. So please feel free to drop us a note. Thanks so much for joining. We look forward to seeing you again soon. In the meantime, connect with us on social media at SoGoSurvey, or visit our website, SoGoSurvey.com, and even get a free demo. See you next time.